Folks, it's Fernando doing another video for More Survivalist, continuing with the topic of relocating and leaving the United States if it ever comes down to that. Some great comments, I'm still reading them. One of them that I'd like to address in this specific video. It says, I find it easier to relax about it all and prepare myself for the idea of death one day than to worry about surviving some apocalypse or moving to another country where I am a stranger and dying a few years or a few decades down the road anyway. All the collapse porn out there has just about turned me off to the whole prepping thing. I just listen to this channel because I like the dude, okay thanks, and I like his perspective of self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency for today. Tomorrow I have very little control over. People act like they are gonna live forever. Life is short, folks. We all got one foot in the grave. Okay, it's kind of pessimistic. Even without a collapse, accept it, you'll live longer. You know, some great points about first of all, very much a problem, I believe, within the survival and preparedness community in general. This apocalyptic doom thing going on. You know, I don't know, it probably sells very well because people keep on doing it, being so catastrophic and pessimistic about everything. If you've been following my channel for some time, you know that's not what I'm about. Actually, the idea of relocating and leaving your country, if it ever comes down to that, is strongly linked to this stuff. When I left Argentina, I left it because I was surviving day by day and not enjoying life anymore. That was not acceptable for us anymore. There wasn't just only the risk of actually, you know, getting physically hurt because of the huge crime problem, but it was always, you know, a matter of struggling every day, having to watch your back, struggling to keep your family safe, struggling with the mess of the economy that was that you couldn't plan for anything. You couldn't, I mean, if you had the money to buy a nice car, you couldn't buy because you would be getting carjacked. If you had money to dress well, you couldn't dress well because you were going to be getting mugged because of that. That was not living well anymore, you know. A problem that a lot of people have in Argentina with just getting by and always having to watch over their backs all the time. That's one of the points that I try to make with these videos. I'm going to be trying to make it with my book as well. When is it that you're going to be leaving your country? Are you going to be running scared because of the stock market dropping a few points or whatnot, or a widespread disaster, natural disaster or man-made disaster of some kind? No, you're going to be leaving your country when there's clearly better things for you. You're going to be leaving your country when it's clearly dangerous because there's a civil war, because there's a foreign invasion, because there's something very obviously dangerous there that you have to leave. Or, as in my case, you leave when life, the way it is in your country, is not acceptable for you anymore because you're not living well according to your own standards, your own parameters. You're not living anymore. You're just surviving. So this is about living rather than surviving. Maybe you can find ways of surviving in some of the most hostile environments there are. But are you really enjoying life? And as my friend here says, life is just too damn short to live that way. If you're surrounded by misery, suffering, and death, or you're not just having a good time anymore, and there's clearly something better out there for you, when life the way it is in your country is not acceptable in your own terms anymore, then that's a reason for leaving and finding a better place to live in. That doesn't mean that you run scared because of every little thing, because no place is perfect. Forget about it. There's no such place. There's no perfect place. But all things considered, and this is something that each one will have to decide when the moment comes. When you decide that the way you're living is not good anymore, that's when you leave. Okay, at least that's one of the cases when you leave. So that's why you have to make these plans ahead of time in case you're either surprised by events and you have to make this in a rush, bugging out abroad quickly, or you have more time and you have a little bit more time, more flexibility to plan ahead and still make that decision because you think it's the best thing for you, it's the best thing to keep enjoying life the way you want it. Folks, remember to subscribe. Have a great day. See you on our next video.